Welcome back here in Lucerne to round 4 of the Storechampionship at Karup, and we're here with a ruby amethyst mirror. Player 1 on the left will start and player 2 on the right will be on the draw. We have a representation here from the left side who attended the challenge. In Bochum, played some games there and grinded. He's looking to mulligan for 2. And on the other side we have an Italian representation from close to the Italian border from Ticino. And we see currently the place. There has been a problem with the mulligan from player 2. In regards, he chose to discard 5, but instead of drawing from the top, like you should according to the rules, he shuffled the deck first. So there has been a judge call, and we are figuring out currently what the correct play here is. While we figure this out, ruby amethyst mirrors, there are certain cards that can be a big advantage in this mirror match. Used to be one of them, the Sorcerer's Spellbook. It used to be a key card. Nowadays it's more about Queen's Castle's timing, especially double Queen Castle's timing. So the judge call has been made that he will shuffle he will shuffle his entire deck and draw a new hand of 7 without mulligan. That has been the judge call here from the event judge on the break of rules. So he will have no info what he will draw here. So let's see how decent it is. Let's see. The key cards here will be setting up that. Okay, Inks Madam Mim Fox. That card that you can't really see is a Chatterbox follower. Inks Maleficent the Sorceress also plays a Chatterbox follower here. And the question is questing for 1. Banishes his own Chatterbox to draw a card here. So that means he has no snake in hand he could play off. From the looks of it, there's no 2 ink card in his hat. I see 2 friends on the other side that looks like a B-Prep, Sisu, Maleficent, and the card on the far left looks like a castle. So Ink's Castle passes the turn. So this Chatterbox here, I think, should not be banished. Yeah, Ink's a Brawl, plays Snake. So 1/1, Snake on board. Snake pretty good. It can deal. It cannot be dealt with Brawl. It also can trade into Fox. So this is quite decent. Ink's a Brawl here plays a Maleficent to draw an extra card. Player 2 going to lore with that Snake, and also plays a Maleficent to draw a card. So currently not that explosive plays. We'll probably see here a friends from the other side to get more card draw and to find something to get the board control. See some friends from the other side, yes, like I predicted, to draw 2 cards. We'll see. I think potentially, he has 2 preps in hand and a king undisputed, can set up some questing and board control, but chooses more card advantage and draws 1 with Maleficent and thinking about inking a Sisu here. So Snake banishes the Maleficent, inks a brawl, plays a castle, and quest for 1 goes to 3 lore here. So the castle quite good. The problem here is he could go to 5 ink and have a Maui in hand, which player 1 sadly doesn't have. So he can hit it for a total of 6 with the fox he has in hand. I think that is the best option to deal with that castle that quick, as fast as you can. Ideally, he would find a 2-drop here to make his board bigger. And good card, finds a, inks a Maleficent, finds a snake, bounces his fox, passes the turn. So player 2 going to 5 lore, plays that is a rabbit. Yeah, that should be a rabbit. So he goes, quest for 2 goes up to 7. So it has to deal with the castle here. Or, yeah, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about the fox. Gets fox, yes. Manages the castle. And then 3-drop should be a Sisu, if he still has one, for some more board control, gaining some value. Okay, ink. Inks the Sisu, plays a fox, bounces, and likes to trade with snake to get full control. So the preps here, quest with prep goes to it. Yeah, the prep here will not be as good because he's not really baiting. Yeah, if he preps here, it's kind of meh. He can think about it. The good thing is he has 2 preps and oh, he actually has 3 preps. So I think prepping here is the right call. If you have 3 in hand. So it's 9 lore currently. Goes to 10 through goat and draws a card through Merlin Rabbit that gets banished here through the B prep. For 6 plays a Sisu, and for 3 ink casts Friends, inks Flynn Rider Frenemy, and pauses the turn. So here, he has 7. He should play out a Sisu, King Undisputed, to get some early value. So let's see if player 2 overextends his board here. Is at 10, has a big advantage in this mirror. 1 Sisu on board here. So plays a Tremaine for 6. This could just be a back and forth resource trading. The question is, yes, has a friends. Pass it. Yes, player 1 has to be quite careful here about not letting him quest too much. With 10, he could potentially go to 12 here. So he has to be careful about that. Plays a snake, bounces Maleficent. So snake will not trade Tremaine here, but he has a fox in hand. So if he wants to, he can banish that. I think it really depends how much he wants to extend here. He has a Medusa in hand. He could quest for 12 and play the Medusa. This would lead to him not be able, he would probably have to prep here for the double value. So I think there should be a B prep turn. Yes. So of course player 2 couldn't have known that in that situation. Also an option was to play castle, then if he had B prep he needed to he needed to fox to kill the castle, and the Germain would have been fine. But we'll see. So for 4 ink here, we get the castle, and we get a rabbit that draws a card. And rabbit going into the castle here. So the B prep here, not really that good. Snake and fox also kind of problematic. So he needs to play the Maleficent and play fox here to deal 3 damage to that. Sorry, 4. Oh yes, I even found the Maui. Okay, that's even better. Yeah, the question here is. If the fox line would have been better, because then the Maui could still help clear the board and was a factor. And we now see 14. That's 14 to 3 lore currently. And this looks like player 2 should be in good position. King Undisputed getting sung through Merlin Rabbit. So that means no prep in hand. Gives his opponent some free info with the accidental card spill. So player 2 hasn't played a single B prepped yet. He has played some Medusas, a Germain, and King Undisputed, some normal removal. I think he needs to prioritize the card draw. He still has a fox in hand. So I would probably banish the Maui here. But once... but has the double King Undisputed. So plays a friends, draws 2 cards. So potentially is threatening lethal here. But we know there is a fox. Jernborg banishes the castle through the fox. So the frenemy is also here not really a problem anymore. Gets a castle which is currently in a good position and plays a flame. So he's trying to get some tempo control here. Already had banished 2 castles. So we'll see if he can finish here. Now we banishes Mim. Okay, he has the complete package, yeah, with Flynn and Merlin Rabbit challenging that castle, bouncing with Fox the Merlin and drawing a card plus banishing the castle. So there's the B prep, which needs to be cast. Quest for 1 with Flynn and playing out a Sisu. Still no progress being made, but there is a castle in his hand from what we've seen, and I think this will... It depends how many cards he has. He has 3 cards in hand. He also just got asked. That will really depend what he can do here. But yeah, needs to challenge potentially here. For damage on the castle. So finally there's some lore gain, 16 for player 2 here. There's also an additional card for the castle. Quest with rabbit to 17. And let's see if he has a goat or if he has a prep here. And it looks like a be prepared. So both players draw a card and passes here. So if 4 to 17, this is looking quite bad for player 1 here. Plays out the Chernobog follower and a Merlin goat. Goes to 5 and passes. 19 through castle and B preps and passes. There is only one option. And does he find it? Let's see if he found. No, he found an answer. So 19. Yeah, and the goat gets found there for a 20. Yeah, the 3 B prepareds there couldn't really help him propel his board ahead. And we'll see you in game 2 here in a second. Going into game 2 here, player 1 will be again starting player. And this time hopefully doesn't find 3 BP pairs in his starting hand with the top 2 cards. So 4 get exchanged on the player 2 side and 3 cards on player 1 side. So we saw in that game a big difference in if you can win are these castles. They're quite can be quite oppressive to deal with or gain some lore, especially with all these removal ruby amethyst plays. Player 1 here not happy with his hand. Inks a fence from the other side, plays a Chernobog follower. Player 2 inks a Sisu and passes the turn. So we'll see if there is a Flynn into Sisu line that gets played. Quests for 1 lore and doesn't want to banish his Chernobog follower. Inks the snake, Metamim snake to play a frenemy and passes. So they 3 lore to 4. He should quest here for a total of 2 to 6. Oh, that is really good. Sisu, yeah, you should quest with both. He could have Peter Pan Shadow. Quest with 1 here to 5 lore, doesn't want to banish. There to play inking a Maleficent, playing a Maleficent. Missed his trigger before drawing, but reminded himself, and so he gains another 3. So he goes to 9, draws a card through the banishment of Chernobog follower after questing. Plays a friends from the other side. Hardcast. Inks. Probably a go. Is there a goat here? To have more card draw options. Open. Also could ink the Maui here. Will potentially quest with. Oh, he also has a Flynn here. Inks the Flynn, doesn't want to quest, so gains another 3 up to 12 lore here. Seven cards in hand for player 2 here, getting asked because of the Sisu quest. to 14 lore here. Could drop the Maui, which will guarantee him that he has the highest power. So you would go up to 17, thinking about it, but chooses the goat, goes to 15. So didn't ink there. Ink, Maui trade. King Undisputed gets sung here. So has to think about here if he wants to banish his Flynn Rider or the goat. I think Flynn doesn't do anything on board, so probably the better play, but he has a Maui in hand and chooses the goat. Goes to 16 lore. 16 to 1 lore currently here. So 6 turn 6 here for player 1 on 16 lore. So he needs to think about inking. Yeah, he just realized he didn't ink last turn. So this can be a big problem. For 3, he plays another Sisu warrior. He needs to probably ink the Mao. Yeah, it's hard to say. The thing is, like, the castles could here be another big interference, but the friends almost needs to stick because there's so many uninkables. He needs to find more cards, but inks friends and says, I'm fine with that. Medusa gets played here. Quests for 2 to 3 lore, so 16 to 3. Could quest here to 18 and force a trade, and if he has a 2 lore quester like remain, that is also an option. So 18 for player 1, 3 for player 2. Banishes the Sisu, which he has to. Plays a Tremaine out to banish the Peter Pan Shadow Fighter and quest with Rabbit to 4. So 18. So he needs to just let one character stick around. Tremaine is an option here. I think could also doesn't want to take a risk. It looks like banishes the Merlin. 2 draws a card here and can quest. Okay. So player 2 plays a castle, moves Tremaine to the castle and quest to 6. Should banish the castle here. So 18 to 6. The rabbit gets played. Gains another 2 here. 2. So still stuck on these 18 lore here from player 1. Could have went for the risk and just played the Tremaine and forced the removal. Now in a kind of an awkward spot. Has no friends, he has removal in hand, but the removal will not win him the game. He needs to, I think he needs to needs to try to play that remain and hope it sticks. But chooses not to play Tremaine. It looks like, I think there's a snake in hand from the 2 he tapped, yeah. So bounces the Maui back to hand with 3 damage. So has a Medusa to answer the snake. Inks a Maui hero of all. Passes the turn. Player 1 playing a rabbit to draw a card and playing 11. To 18. He has double VPEP. So I think Sisu trying to show him lethal, but gets answered here with a Tremaine. So player 2 still in this game. I think he should just play that Ink Maui, play the Tremaine, play the Chernobog, try to guarantee that one of them at least survive, but is kind of scared that there's another B prep. So 18 to 11 still here. Needs to find a goat. Either look for the goat. Tremaine gets played. Has only paid 5 for the Tremaine, but has 6 open, that didn't play Chernobog, so this is fine. Prep into a Chernobog follower here from player 2. Plays a Chernobog follower, bounces it with Fox, and then plays Chernobog. Chernobog sacrifices it. Plays a rabbit to find an answer here. Needs to banish 1 and found a V prep, but cannot answer. So it's 20 to 11 in game 2 for player 1, and we'll see you back in game number 3. Welcome back to game 3 here in round 4. It will be Amethyst Mirror. Player 2 will start since he lost the second game. It's currently 1-1. So we'll see. Mulligans quite aggressively here, player 2, and player 1 mulligan for 3. So we'll see. In this mirror, you want a lot of early value into more mid-game, late-game removal. And we'll see if players have found here an answer. Player 1 inks Madam Imp Snake and passes the turn. Let's see if player 2 has a better line, but by the looks of it, there's 2 foxes, 2 friends from the other side, so it doesn't look like there will be a lot of early interaction. Player 2 inking a Maleficent Sorceress. So, inks a Chernobog's follower to play a Flynn Rider Frenemy. Maleficent gets inked and a Sisu gets played. So this Sisu will hold this Flynn Rider hostage for quite a long time. So the question here is if the best option is maybe to just bounce it with Fox, or if he wants to set up and draw 2 cards here with friends. Or even has a Maleficent, that's actually way better. Draws a card with Maleficent here, has some board. We just saw player 2 plays friends from the other side, and also has a rabbit in hand to get more cards. And passes the turn. So Maleficent also sings friends from the other side. So the Sisu here completely fully stacked, and ideally will get some lore here during the next turn to progress player 2's lore gain. Player 1 could think about foxing, if that is still a fox. Yeah, plays a fox and banishes the Sisu, inks the Maleficent and passes the turn. So that Sisu sadly couldn't really quest or challenge the castle. Brawl on Flynn Rider, sings another friends to draw 2 additional cards, and plays a Flynn Rider frenemy. So 0 lore for both players, and actually I lied, there's 1 lore through a goat on player 1's side. So 1 to 0 in turn 5. So start King Undisputed song through Merlin Rabbit. So player 2 goes to 2 lore. Castle gets played. And both characters move to the castle. So this castle here could actually gain a lore and draw some cards, which could break the symmetry quite well for in this game. We'll see if and how player 1 can answer this board state here. Has to play something out to be able to challenge. There's no Maui from what I see currently in his hand, and also no fox. So plays the goat, banishes the Flynn Rider and passes the turn. So gains 2 lore, draws 2 cards, 1 through Queen's Castle, 1 through his normal turn. So has already been quite a high value card. Player 1 drawing a card here through Maleficent and playing a goat, so goes to 3 lore and passes the turn. Doesn't want to quest with a rabbit here to overexpose. Player 1 playing here a friends hard cast, challenges I imagine the castle. Thinking about brawling the rabbit, or could play something to plays a Flynn Rider frenemy, inks a brawl. So player 2 gains an additional 2 lore to 5 lore and draws a card through castle and 1 through the normal draw of his turn. 7 ink open here in his inkwell. Goat into Medusa, 6 lore for player 1. And there is a second castle, so this will be quite hard. Move both characters into the new castle, so this will be quite challenging. A B prep will not really help here. Has a Maui. With Maui and Flynn Rider can banish for the second castle, passes the turn here. Player 1 will go up to 9 lore, draws 1 card for the turn. Goes up to 11 lore here. and plays a B prep, draws 1 card through Merlin Rabbit and passes. So player route 2 is gambling here that the castle will stay for at least 1 to 2 turns to set up a scariness, and we just saw he has another castle in hand. So this can actually be quite backbreaking. 5 cards in hand. Yeah, so the problem is that the 2 B preps in player 1's hand will not really help him. He has 2 dead cards. So he needs to play something out, and player 1 can just play another castle here and just try to castle finish. Goes up to 13 in his turn. And that is a greedy one. Plays his own castle. And player 1 castle goats. Player 2 complains. So it's 14. That's 14 lower currently. So there's 14. 1 Sisu gets played. Player 2 got 2 lower through the castle in the beginning of his turn. Sisu gets... So gains 4, goes to 18, 19, 20, can go to 21 through the snake, and wins the game here with 2 castles and the goat. So 2-1 to player 2 on the right side. If you are interested in the deck list, they are in the description, the link to Inktex, where you can see all deck lists of the tournament. And if you have any question, please just write it in the comments. And thank you for watching.